Hey, good morning, Laker Nation. Mr. T coming at you. I'm going to go over how to set up a Google Classroom for anybody who struggles with technology. Uh, this is a pretty simple process. I have to tell you, Google Classroom, even if you're not doing this distance learning stuff, um, if you get this going, I think you'll love how it could be plugged in and implemented in your classroom on a day-to-day basis. It's really cool. So first thing we're going to do, we're going to create a class. So you'll log in to Google Classroom, and here's how you do that from a browser. All you do is type in Classroom, and it's going to bring that up right there, right? If it doesn't, type in Google Classroom, but it will bring it up. You'll see that icon, and so boom, it'll bring it up. If you've logged in before, with your school account, if you're logged into Google on your school account, it'll bring you to a page like this. And for most of you, if you're new to this whole page will be blank. I happen to have some Google Classrooms here, and I doubt it will be blank because I think someone is along the lines, a principal like Robin Holden, or someone has shared one with you, but maybe it's blank. Anyway, so now you're in this blank Google Classroom and you're ready to set up your classroom. So here's how you do it. You click on the plus sign. It's going to say create or join a class, right? We want to create a class. So you're going to click create class, right? Now, if you're in the middle school, or if you're a teacher who teaches multiple classes, you're going to have multiple classes, right? I'm a primary teacher, so I only create one class per year, and I add all my kids in. So you name the class. So I'm going to name mine sample classroom. Okay, and then you would do your section. You would label it like middle school folks. I'm not going to attempt to put some some official thing in. I'll just put section 1. But you would do something like math. Yeah, maybe I'll do that. Maybe you do math AM, right? All right. Subject, you put math, and then your room number. You guys get the idea. Women's studies. Look at all this craziness. You got all this stuff. I'm just gonna put math, right? So there we go. That's all you need. And then room C9. That's my room. All right. So now you hit create. Boom. You have just created your first Google Classroom, right? It's going to do its thing here for a second. The next thing we'll talk about is adding students, right? So listen, it says you can invite. Now this is for like middle school and high school. The easiest way to do it is to invite students to this classroom using this code, right? You send this code to the kids, have them log into their school account. So they'll go to Google, log in. They know how to do it. Your kids know how to do it. So they'll log in using their school information. They'll type in classroom in the browser. And once they do, they'll click, instead of create class, they're going to hit join class. Once they hit join class, they'll punch that code in. And what I mean is this, look, I'll show it to you right here. Once they're there, once they log in and they hit Google Classroom, which I guarantee your kids have they're in someone's, they're going to click join class. And when they do, they're going to punch in that code. All right. So that'll be how you teach them how to do it. For my primary, and maybe some of my middle school teachers, another way to add people or add students is to go over to, once you're in your class, right? So let's go back. I'm moving too fast. Let's go back. So go into your classes. There's the new class that you just created, right? Say, oh, cool. Here's my new class. I have 0 students, right? I'm going to add some students. So my kids are little. They're not going to know how to log in and put a code in. So you're going to invite them. So you go over to people. See, you have stream, classwork, people, right? Boom. Now I'm going to add my students. I'm a 3rd grade teacher. I'm a 2nd grade teacher for its kindergarten. I'm going to add my students, right? So now you just go in and type. You've got your class list in front of you, right? So you're at your desk right now. You get a class list. You got your class list right here in front of you. You set it down with your kids. You're adding people. You're just going to go through and add them. So I don't know. I'm going to do Claire Jewett. I'm adding Claire. I need to add Clayton. All right, so there we go. You've got it right there. Those are just a couple sample kids. So you add all your kids. Once you've added them, okay, when those kids log in, your class is going to show up right there. Let me show you real quick. The class that you just created, because you added all those kids, when they type in Google Classroom, when they log in on their Google account and they type Classroom, it'll automatically bring them right here. When your class will be there, and it'll say, hey, Mrs. Holden has invited you, or Mr. Tadero has just invited you. They'll just click accept, and they're in. So a couple of different ways. You can, if you're in a more advanced age level, you can just give them the code. Right there's the code. They can log in using that code. Or if you have little kids, you'll simply invite the kids by adding your whole group right there under people. Now, you can also add teachers. So if you're, I know in our building, we have pods, second, third, and fourth. Yeah, kindergarten and first. They all collaborate. So if you want to add your co-teachers, it's the same thing. Boom. I would type in, there it is. I could add Laura. I could add my co-teachers, right? And they would have access to your classroom so they could see what you're posting. All right, so now you're in your classroom, right? Let me go to mine. So this is my sample one. I'm not going to do the sample one. Oh, you know what? One thing I want to do. So you can change your theme here. Select a theme. I think it's important that you guys know this little bit. It's because if let's say you teach, you're Bartolek or whoever in the middle school, and you teach math, and you have different math classes, you can do different themes to kind of distinguish your different classes. So, and you can also do, and you guys, anybody who uses Facebook is going to be okay with this. You can upload a photo and it'll put it in here. So you can change your themes so that all of your classes look different. See how my themes are all different up here? So now, let's take a look at Google Classroom. Let's look at, you have the stream, you have classwork, you have people, and grades, okay? So I'm going to talk about the first three. Grades is more advanced, and I'll do a separate video for that later. So the stream is everything you add to this, everything you add assignment-wise ends up on the stream. And your kids can comment here. You can make class announcement here. That will go right out to everyone that's attached to your class, right? So it's really user-friendly. I mean, I don't see anybody having too many problems here. What I use most of the time is classwork. So over here, if I want to create an assignment, so here are all my different classes that are subject areas that I teach. And so when I'm creating an assignment, I hit create, and let's say I'll do assign. I use assignment mostly because it's all encompassing. It does everything these will do. But I hit create assignment, and here's the cool part. You can put links to the websites here. You'll title your assignment. You can put your links to whatever websites, YouTube videos you want them to watch. You can add files from your computer. You can do a link to a YouTube video. You can do anything from your Google Drive, things specifically from YouTube, links to websites, things like that. So yeah, it's real simple. So like if I want to add something from my Google Drive, I go into my Google Drive. It'll do my recents. And here I can do brain pop video. I can do my whatever handout, Google form, PDFs, stuff you want your kids to see. It's limitless what you can put out to your kids through this. So there you go. You can assign individual students over here. You can do for whatever class you have set up. So when you're great, you can add. So if you're Bartolek and you have multiple math classes, you want to assign it to all of the math classes. You can assign them there. You can put a point value on it. You can do a due date and then a topic. I like the classwork. I set up different topics, and you create the topics right here. So if you do your first assignment, you don't have any topics, like you do one for your daily journals, and you know it's going to be that always. You can create the topic. So if it's a subject area that you're going to be doing a lot of work in, create a topic, and it'll be right there. So if we go back, I'll get out of this. We go back. Now you can see that here's all my spelling work that I've done right here. This is all the work that I've posted, YouTube videos and whatnot. So, yeah, I don't know. And then this is how you add people. These are the folks that I have, teachers that I've shared with. All right. And these are all this is my class. And if you're in the lower grades, you can invite parents as well. But that depends on, that's a little more difficult because they have to have a Gmail account and all that stuff. But you would invite them and give them your code. So yeah, Google Classroom, super useful. You can post class announcement under the stream here. Share some with your class, just general stuff. Anything that you share in Classroom or create in Classroom shows up on the stream. And it just does it by the most recent thing. So here's the most recent thing I did, daily directions. You can see that, and there it is. And then this is just a video that I did of just telling them what we're going to be doing for the week. And that's a screencast. So yeah, it's Google Classroom is a great way to reach out. So again, when you set up your Google Classroom, you'll go into Google. You're going to click right here. Once you type in Google Classroom, you'll hit the plus button. You're going to create a class. And once you're done creating a class, you can change your theme up right here, create multiple classes. You can add your students under people. You can add your co-teachers under people. You'll add your assignments here. And the stream is just kind of a constant stream of what you're adding and how your kids are responding. One more quick thing under classwork, anything you attach right here, I've attached a lot of stuff, but all the stuff that I've attached and assigned is in a folder, and they have a link to that folder. So look, here's everything I've attached throughout the school year, and it will probably go on for days and days, right? It's everything I attached right there, man. Everything. So it's pretty cool. If you go back, this will show all my due dates. I don't assign due dates, but if you do, you can have an at a glance view of all the assignments that you've assigned and when they're due and whatnot. So it'll pull up your Google Calendar. Again, all the topics, here's all the subject areas. You can create those, and it's pretty very useful. So hopefully this video was helpful to you. If you have any questions, email me, and I'll be happy to help you in this process. So, with that said, Tadero out. Well, I think I'm out. This always takes longer. There it is.